From the second President Trump announced his plans to address birthright citizenship earlier today, the left freaked out. Now, here's what the president told Axios.
We're the only country in the world where a person comes in, has a baby, and the baby is essentially a citizen of the United States for 85 years with all of those benefits. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And it has to end.
Have you talked about that with council?
Yeah, I have.
So where in the process?
It's in the process. It'll happen with an executive order.
An executive order. Now, predictably, Open Borders media types were quick to denounce the president and condemn his even raising the idea of ending birthright citizenship.
As if we needed it, there's more evidence that immigration remains the president's animating issue. His new proposal to end birthright citizenship.
He's talking about birthright citizenship, and I think he's done that just simply to inflame the issue.
I mean, this is the hardline immigration message. The fear of immigrants changing the way of life of Americans.
Really harkens back to some of the darkest chapters in America's history when in 1857, the Dred Scott decision.
Well, move over Encyclopedia Britannica. Well, look, this is the default behavior of all those afflicted with Trump derangement syndrome when they're faced with an inconvenient truth. They demonize the president and just dismiss out of hand the issue. Heaven forbid we actually present the American people with a factual, unbiased presentation of the issues. Now, first of all, President Trump had already committed to ending birthright citizenship during the campaign. So aside from his mentioning the drafting of an executive order, the pathway to fulfilling this promise, hardly a newsflash. And why is this an important issue in the first place for the president and so many of his supporters, and I would dare say Democrats as well? A lot of it goes to the money. Consider the number of children born to illegals each year. Back in 2010, the Center for Immigration Studies estimated that between 300,000 and 400,000 are born to illegal aliens in the United States annually. Now, that figure is bound to be a lot higher today, given the new research that the number of illegals in the U.S. is at least double what was originally thought, or about 22 million. So let's conservatively say that 400,000 children are born every year in the United States to illegal immigrants. Well, those are people that hardworking U.S. taxpayers have to educate and for whom they provide health care and, in many cases, food stamps, obviously infrastructure, et cetera, et cetera. CIS estimates that the annual cost to the U.S. taxpayers of children born to illegal aliens is a staggering $2.4 billion. You think our vets and our homeless and our inner city schools could use that money? Maybe we could even pay down some of the debt. Well, to burrow down a little further, a 2015 CIS report found 51% of immigrant-headed households used at least one federal program: cash, food, housing, or medical care, compared to only 30% of native households. And we aren't just talking, by the way, about folks on visa overstays or who cross the border illegally. Many of you would be stunned to know that there are entire industries, both here and abroad, that are now devoted to gaming the birthright citizenship system. It's called birth tourism, and it's become big business in the United States, attracting immigrants from China, Taiwan, Mexico, Russia, and Turkey. What they do is they purchase package deals where they can come to the U.S. as a visitor for a few months or several months and have their baby on American soil. For upwards of $50,000, these foreigners are guaranteed U.S. citizenship for their children. It's wild. And that furnishes them, of course, with preferential college treatment when the kids reach age 18. And they also can sponsor their parents for green cards on their 21st birthday. That's pretty nifty. Now, I'm sure this is what our founders intended when they were drafting the 14th Amendment, right? Now, contrary to what Obama and so many on the left are saying today, President Trump, by questioning this birthright citizenship, mantra, is provoking a conversation that I think is sorely needed in the country. So rather than just castigating the president or caricaturing his position, why not have a substantive debate on it? How we want to proceed with immigration in the United States seems like a worthy conversation to me to have, especially during the midterm election. And up until now, Trump is the only president who's been willing to have that debate. What are the Democrats afraid of here? And that's The Angle.